So obviously you've shot a few episodes now for Ripley.
First season, yeah.
Will you be back for many more? Have you sort of thought about how much
I need you to call the Travel Channel and work that out. We don't know yet. I think they haven't decided because it hasn't even opened in Canada yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Right.
think you make those decisions until you figure out how it's going to play everywhere.
And how did you get this hosting gig? Because it's obviously not something that you'd usually sort of do.
No, but other people get ideas and they pitch them out, and this one I thought was pretty good to do because it was a very reputable company that's been around for 100 years now, which is rare, especially in America. Companies don't last that long. They last 20 years. They think it's, wow, Amazon, 20 years, oh my God.
Fan Expo, 25 years.
25 years, yeah. That is impressive, though. That's a quarter century. But, you know, Ripley's is kicking your ass, too. But it's, so that's why I thought it was worth exploring. And I followed Ripley's. I read the books and watched the TV shows, and I knew exactly what was going on.
Is there something, obviously they have this section which is the props from movies and film. Is there something from one of your movies that you would love to see in the Ripley's exhibit one day?
Yes. Yeah, they should have some stuff in Ripley's. But Ripley's is kind of, unless it's amazing, they won't have it. That's the thing. It's not, they don't just play the history game. It's got to be amazing. It has to be a strange animal, a strange device, something unique that's never been done before since. So yeah, that's what makes their collection cool.
Absolutely.
Will you be revisiting any of the ones that were previously covered, or like kind of a look back?
I think over time they'll have to do everything to choke the airwaves of material. You know, if you get 3-4 seasons into something, you have to get clever. But the thing that this first season showed me is how many stories there actually are. We did 60 stories for the first season alone. So can you imagine over 3-4 years? That's a lot of stories. But it shows you it's a big world out there, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. We're just playing, I feel like we're playing catch up.
Any examples that you can give us from those 60?
No. No, because it's silly to single anything out, but they are amazing. The show is higher quality than I had hoped for, because you never know when you get involved in something. Is it going to be something they slap together, or do they care about it? So as an executive producer, it was important I thought on my part, to work on the tone, so we treat these people with respect, because none of them are normal. Normal, as in our traditional normal. But that's what's cool about the show.
And do we get to see you kind of going out and about on location, or are you really
No, I'm
in the
studio
warehouse?
guy. I tie it all together. You know, the crew goes out and films the folks, but they film themselves a lot. We're using their footage half the time. Everyone has a camera like you. They're all running around filming their exploits. You know, we found some of these people on YouTube. You know, they have their own channel. So it's easier nowadays to find them than it was 10 years ago.
Right.
Type in weird shit, you know, stuff comes up.
Would you ever like to travel in the future with the show?
I travel enough.
Yeah.
You know, the last 3 years, I think it was 35 cities, 40 cities. I'm like, oh, I'm only 25 cities this year. I'm getting off easy this year.
Only 25.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the show's Believe It or Not, is there anything that you've come across that you just do not believe?
I believe it. But it is amazing. It's still, it's believable, but you go, I don't know how, but it's believable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, because one of the exhibits that Ripley's is famous for is the hairball. Have you contributed?
The who?
The hairball.
The
giant
hairball.
hairball. Have you contributed?
What are
a
you
lock
supposed to
of
do?
hair? Supposed to give a lock of hair.
Ah, screw that. They got enough hair. I'll bring my cat by and give it a fur ball. Where is it? Where is the big ball?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know.
It's here.
Oh, it's here?
It's here.
In Toronto.
No, it's downstairs. It's in the
Is it
expo.
down? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It
well,
wasn't
if I
because
got
you-
any extra,
It
no.
got for
I
some
want
reason,
all my hair.
We got caught up in customs.
Yeah.
It arrived this
Something
morning.
living in the hair?
It's there now. People are contributing their hair to the hair.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh.
They said to the ball. You here on business or pleasure?
Yeah.
Amazing. And you mentioned the longevity of Ripley's. What do you think it is about about the exhibit that in this day and age where there's so much in terms of entertainment, this kind of old school form of entertainment is still popular?
Where you get to know the people. Anyone can find weird footage on the interwebs, but get to know the people. That's what's different from us on a security camera showing weird things happen. Is we get to know these people, and then we see it act out. We see what they're trying to accomplish, overcome. They're always trying to meet some new challenge, mostly, so we're documenting that. We're taking their footage. We're stealing their footage.
This is about a good story, really.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because most of it has come from behind, because people are born, kids born blind, just wants to ride his bike. So how do you learn how do you ride a bike if you're blind? He just wanted to be a normal kid. So he learned that bats can echolocate. They make little clicking noises, and they can see, you can tell how long it takes from the sound to bounce back. Is it a hard surface, a porous surface? Is it closer, further away? Is that an alley? Is it open space? Is it dirt? So he learned it all, and he started riding his bike by making little clicking, echolocating noises, just like a bat.
Wow,
And he got so good he can teach other blind kids.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Could you do it? Maybe. Could I do it? I don't know. But, it's how we think someone is born with negative, but you see if you make it into such a positive, the kid's like abnormally gifted, in my opinion, to overcome what most of us would go, well, I'm blind. Guess I'm not riding that bike. It's great to see someone go, no, I think I'm going to try that. It's great. We all get very convinced of our own limitations, and I think we can fool ourselves sometimes.
So do you think then, in that vein, the show is quite inspirational?
It's 100% inspirational. Most of these people have lives that kind of blew before good things started to happen, or they had physical challenges, or were hurt, injured.
You mentioned tone there. Do they ever run segment ideas past you that you've turned down?
No, because as long as it's real. And that is the most amazing thing about Ripley's, it's not faked. So we move kind of beyond the reality show aspect. Reality shows are manipulated. Every single aspect of The Bachelor, every aspect is manipulated, no matter what you think. It's producers behind the scenes, pulling strings, figuring out who would be the most entertaining to put together. We don't do that. Everything you see is completely real. If a guy says he can cut an Oreo cookie in half in the middle of the air through the cream, sideways, he can do it. Verified.
Yeah.
And we have a bunch of Ripley's. It's not Ripley's, sorry. We have the world's records. We have the Guinness World Records folks doing stuff too.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot to look at.
Yeah.
You came here a couple years ago. Oh, sorry.
No.
You came here a couple years ago doing Last Man Standing. What have you brought over or learned from Last Man Standing that helped you host, or what did you really have to change?
I learned that people don't need that show. Otherwise, we'd have the show on the air by now. Sometimes it just takes a while to learn things. It was fine. We had fun, but we tried to pitch it as a TV show, and nobody wanted it. Because I think they don't want two white middle-aged guys running around acting like your crazy uncle. But it's when we realized we're a little past our demographic.
It was good in the 90s.
Yeah, it would have been great in the 90s probably. But yeah, so it's fine.
Was there anything in the Ripley's warehouse that you were excited to see, that you're most looking forward to seeing?
No, because I don't know what they have. I'd love to see the inventory. I'm sure there's stuff in there that's more amazing than you would think of. It'd be fun to do some shows where you just get the crates, get the crowbar.
Yeah.
What's in this one?
Yeah, let's start to get the curator. Come on, let's show us some stuff and tell the stories behind them. Because they wouldn't have it in the museum if it wasn't amazing. They won't have something. They'll have a two-headed goat. They won't have a one-headed goat. They'll have a two-headed goat or a four-eyed something. Smithsonian doesn't have that.
What do you want audiences to take from the show?
Just a positive experience. Because you can sometimes see the normal side of people through extreme activity in a weird sort of way. Doesn't really make sense, but yeah, mostly a positive experience. The ick factor is, not that high. We don't want to turn people off. That's not the idea.
Yeah.
But there are people who are doing stuff that's both amazing and repulsive at the same time. So you're going to have to deal with that too.
You don't know what you're going to see, I guess.
Granny's
Yeah.
not going to want to watch everything, and little Billy's not going to want to watch everything. But tough, that's half the fun. But there's no reason, this is why there's no reason for us to flinch away from it, because it is real. A guy wanted to become a parrot. So he did everything he possibly physically could to become a parrot. So what would that entail? Like surgery, tattoo on his eyes, removing your ears, tattooing your face, like the patterns of a feather. He wanted to fly, so he rigged up some crazy fly rig, Amazing, yes. Horrifying, potentially. But so some stories they're a two-edged sword. Yet at the same time, you celebrate that person's independence. I want to be a parrot. Here I go. Fly, little bird.
It's certainly innovative.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, you can be whatever you want when you grow up.
You can be whatever you want. I want to be a parrot. Some guys want to be a fireman.
You mentioned that you have been a fan of Ripley's for some time. So what was your first experience of
Their
the
book,
series?
they had they had a cloth-bound red book. It was a good-sized book. And they have their very unique illustrations that they always had. That was just a permanent fixture on our bookshelf in the living room. It was just most people had a Ripley's book of some kind. I don't know, that's what you get with an institution.
And what do you think Ash Williams would make of Ripley's exhibit?
He'd think it's cool. Yeah. We did a story about a woman with a bionic arm, bionic hand. She has parts that she can put on and clip off. Yeah.
Relatable.
Yeah, you might take that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's closer to ask a few horror questions.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. I've got a horror crowd, so they're very excited. You've done some pretty cool mutilation and gory scenes, like being thrown through a glass window in Lodge 49 and losing your hand, cutting off your own hand. What's been your most favorite gory scene to shoot?
I'm not a gore guy, so I don't have favorite gore.
None of it.
Gore is a drag to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fun to
blood
shoot.
is sticky, blood is cold, not fun, sticks on all your clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so over it.
You're past it. You're in your host life.
Yeah,
now?
well, it's, you realize you're in your late 50s. Should I really still be lying on dirt floors covered in blood? Is that really what's on the agenda still? Like, still? It's time to get off the floor.
Personally, I would love to see you return to Sam Axe. I loved
I
Burn
was
Notice.
just about to
Yeah.
ask that,
It's one of my
yeah.
favorite
Hey, it's
shows.
about time. People are starting to get nostalgic. So all you got to do is you just got to wait the right amount of time, which could be right about now.
Yeah.
Quick letter writing.
Yeah, especially when the world's going to shit, everyone wants to find the shows that make them feel comfortable. They want that meatloaf sandwich that made them feel good, like everything was safe.
Do you have any of your exciting characters that you'd love to do one last hurrah with?
I never sort of play that game, but, I could do this Western again, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Briscoe rides again. Could do that. Sam Axe, Burn Notice would be good. There's still D-bags in the world that need to be taken down.
Always.
Come out of retirement.
Yeah.
There's stories in there. And these days with the structure of television, everything's going that way anyway. Everything's always a limited series, 8 episodes, 10 episodes. But that's how you get Kirsten Dunst for Fargo. 1-year obligation.
Yeah.
It's not a 7-year contract. All TV contracts were always 7 years, and actors, they really start to bristle at that after a while. And you can't get big shot actors because they're like, 7 years? Are you kidding me? Not a chance, Lance. And so it's kind of interesting how the format of TV shows works professionally, because now you can get someone like Kirsten Dunst because she'll go, great, I can do a whole season of a character study. So for an actor, it's awesome. The best part of Ash versus Evil Dead, going back with experience now as an actor to that guy. and bring the Ash character forward now and try and mess with it. It's a very appealing aspect of it. So, I don't know. Never say never about any of this remake. Everyone's got remake fever.
Yeah.
But they always have. The first movie ever made in Hollywood is a guy, The Great Train Robbery. He's a cowboy pointing a pistol at the camera.
The first ever action movie.
Yeah, right? And what's the second movie? It's a sequel to The Great Train Robbery. It's called The Great Train Robbery 2. That didn't take long. That's how Hollywood works.
Yeah.
They're going to marvel themselves into the ground.
Speaking of, are you hoping to get a call to appear in Spider-Man to prove to Tobey Maguire that you did outlast him?
No. I don't need that to prove my ability to outlast Tobey Maguire.
What is next for you then in terms of directing or acting?
I have stuff coming up that's not official, so I can't really talk about it. But I've written some of my own stuff that I've just finished up because I realized you can't. I want to get back into the movie game, sort of where I started. I got diverted into TV for years, so it's time to go back. But you need material, so I've just been writing more books, stuff like that.
Will you be working with the Raimi brothers again?
If it falls off the truck that way, if that's how it works, yeah.
Is it harder to get projects greenlit these days?
I'm going to find out.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out. All the executives are 25, so it could be easy or it could be impossible. They might go, thanks, Gramps, nice meeting with you. I mean, it's time to find out.
On Ripley's, will we be seeing a Ripley-esque ability from yourself?
I don't have those skills. Look, I got stunt guys for that. You know? They're there to make me look good. It's all smoke and mirrors, you know? But Ripley's is not fake. I'd have to have a skill that was real. I don't have any skills that are real, other than riding electric bikes really well.
We'll do one more round of questions from everybody, and then wrap this one up, you guys.
That was actually my last one.
Yeah, same.
I was just going to say, is there any particular character you've ever played that you really identify with and miss playing?
Most of them. But the evil Ash I'm done with. I've done that. Got that box checked. Because I think I played it enough to get my, I left everything on the table. I don't know, usually when I'm done with a character, I'm happy to walk away from it. Burn Notice, same thing. 7 years, that's a long run.
Yeah,
111 episodes, that's enough.
it was good, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Could be here next year touting the Burn Notice movie.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'm going to cross my fingers for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Thank
see.
you very much.
All right,
Yeah, thanks so much.
thank you all.